For a small state like ours, and with a size much bigger than the population needs, the state always needed a courageous and honest and capable leader, which we actually thought it would be delivered in the form of the present leader of the House. So many times he has assuaged the concerns of the common man that all development, irrespective of area, will be taken up with regard to the state in a geographical manner. Today, each and every single member in this august House knows for certain that a particular budget is allocated per member. I just want to confirm from the Honorable Minister whether it is one-size-fits-all policy. If it is a one-size-fits-all policy, then it will be a total failure what the Honorable Leader of the House has been saying all these years after he has come in to the most highest office in the state. That the hills which have been neglected all these years, the ray of hope that the poorest of the poor had all these last 3 years, is diminishing by the day, and because of certain reasons and conditions which is unforeseen to the opposition, maybe a power tussle within the ruling government, if policies cannot be implemented at ground level, the person that will suffer is the common man. Today, I know for certain that the last budget of 2018-19, my constituency being about 1,000 square kilometers, I speak for and on behalf of the hills, I am certain. I was, as per the priority I had given, I was allocated about 1 crore. And most of my esteemed members in the opposition and as well as the ruling, some got 1.5 crores, some got 2 crores. Taking the size of the state, which is roughly about 22,000 square kilometers, if you break it down to the valley and the hills, the valley is roughly about 2,000 and the hills constitute about 20,000. When you break this down to 40 MLAs and 2,000 square kilometers, that comes to roughly 50 square kilometers per MLA. Whereas in the hills, when you break this down to 20, it comes down to roughly 1,000 square kilometers per MLA. If it is 1 crore per MLA, then look at the size and look at the ratio in which we are to distribute development. If the Honorable Minister, with so much of confidence that he addresses concerns, with a sense of honesty and a little bit of dignity, the office that he holds today, which is the highest in the executive in the departments that he holds, if he can convince this House today that what the Honorable Leader of the House has assured the people of the state openly from the first meeting that he took up in Ukhrul, where more than 30,000 people gathered and felicitated him and his whole team, that all forms of development will be geography based. When I am just allocated 1 crore, what am I to do with that 1 crore? And if you take Thangmaiban, where my esteemed elder brother, Honorable Member Joy Kishan is the member, when he gets 1.5 to 2 crores, if his constituency is 3 square kilometers and he gets 3 crores, and I get 1 crore in 1,000 square kilometers, is this not a disparity, and is this not a matter for concern for this state? As this is a policy matter. The second and most important thing is this state is governed by rules and laws. The Constitution is supreme, and the preamble is clear. It says, we the people have given us this Constitution. Likewise, the Constitution has been upgraded from time to time with further insertions. This latest for the hills, Article 371C, when this was inserted and being part of the rules of procedure and conduct of business for this state, it is so clear here that development and economic planning within the plan allocation of the hill areas have to be routed through the Hill Areas Committee. Nothing of that sort has happened till date in my 3 years in office in this august House. Secondly, and most important, is the management of any forest being a reserve forest. Now, any other forest which is not a reserve forest falls under the category of the Hill Areas Committee. The total landmass of the hills is unclassed forest, which is not reserved. all the hills, all the land in the hills is unclassed forest. This clause here in the second schedule, Speaker Sir, is very clear in subtitle 4. The management of any forest not being a reserve forest is a matter, subject matter, schedule matter of the Hilly Race Committee. Now, developmental activities that are being taken up in the hills is all under unclassed forest. Have any of the activities that have been taken up in the last 3 years been routed through the Hilly Race Committee or the ABC is concerned? This, I would like the Honourable Member to also answer. Lastly, Speaker Sir, Honourable Members, they prioritize their works. On priority, each member is asked to forward their recommendations. I, being one of them, have also done that. Every year, my people are made to run around because the priority is always changed somewhere or the other. I have no idea at all. The letter is clear. It's always from the Honourable Minister itself. It says, please list your items priority-wise. We also write back saying, I am recommending these works on priority basis. But the works come up, some come out from serial number 7 to 1, some come out from 3 to 1, and 1 is left out. Why is it that a few works, 1, 2 works, which the Honourable Members of this House recommend, some other work comes out, you have to run around for it, and then only it's rectified. This, I want clarity from the Honourable Minister. Lastly, Speaker Sir, with regard to the Works Department, there are a few engineering departments concerning the development of roads, especially rural roads, PWD being one of them, and the other being the PMGSY, the MSRRDA. Whether there is any convergence between these two departments, I would like to know, because if there is a duplication in works, then who is the authority concerned that will weed out the less important or the shorter route? Because if there is the same route, for example, just giving a short example, from the Honourable Speaker's constituency, Sinjamay to Moirangkhom, let us say a road has been proposed, and another road you propose Sinjamay to Old Secretariat. It is the same road. It is the same road, it's just that the destination is different. Now one road says Sinjamay to Moirangkhom, and the other road says Sinjamay to Old Secretariat. Now when you say Sinjamay to Old Secretariat, you have already covered Sinjamay to Moirangkhom. I think some sort of duplication has happened with regard to this, so if the Honourable Minister can clarify on that point also. With regard to the social welfare, Honourable Speaker Sir, most Honourable Members have already expressed their concerns with regard to this department, as this deals with the poorest of the poor, the old-aged, and the disabled and the widows. Everybody's concerns, as well as with regard to the Honourable Minister too, I am sure it is to address these concerns. This matter that I have put forward, it should have been arbitrary abolition of state-run special child adoption agency under the Integrated Child Protection Scheme. There was a little, mismatch in the questions that I put forward. That is why there is some difference in what I wanted and what has been placed here. So, I have come to understand from the Honourable Minister, after discussions with the Minister herself, that this centre was abolished because there was only one child that the centre was taking care of. This state-run special child adoption agency was abolished in Ukhrul, and all the employees from there were shifted to various other districts in the state. Am I made, or this House made to understand today, that there are no orphans in Ukhrul district as a whole? Or the Honourable Minister, like she has already spoken to me in confidence, saying that it was because there was only one child that the centre was adopting. Let us assume that you go to the Deputy Commissioner's office and the DC is in dereliction of duty. Do you close down the Deputy Commissioner's office, or do you reprimand the officer? It is the officer that you reprimand. You cannot close down the centre. It is the same as saying that there are no more orphans in Ukhrul district. So I would like a clarification from the Honourable Minister as to whether this child adoption agency, special child adoption agency, can be reinstated for Ukhrul district at the earliest. Thank you.